Hey TDD family!
You guys having a good day today? Today we're going to be covering part 2 of our 3-part series, The Comprehensive Guide to Gate Guarding, Everything You Need to Know. If you haven't seen part 1, we're going to link that right up here for you. So click on that and head over and check that one out first.
Okay, so I'm sure the first thing you want to know about is where are you going to stay while you're waiting for a gate? And it was a real benefit for us to know that we didn't have to worry about finding an RV park while we were waiting for our gate to start up.
Or worry about boondocking.
So that made a big difference. The security companies actually provide a waiting yard with full hookups. Now, I'm not sure if all of them do it, but I know the 2 that we've worked for both had full hookups. So it's really convenient in between jobs to have a place to go where you know you can plug in.
It's also nice to be in a place where we feel safe. The next thing we're going to cover is how long you're going to have to wait for a gate. It does vary by gate and by company, but don't worry about it. We were really worried when we first started doing this and we got into it. And we're pretty much worried every single time because of what we're going through and what we're doing with it. But we've never had to wait personally for more than a few days for a gate. The average time, I believe, is about a week, but that's still not too bad. For us, we like to be working. So don't worry about it. You'll be okay.
Yeah, and for our last gate, when we just got off the gate in West Texas,
that was such a disaster too. We were so worried.
We only had to wait 2 days to get on a new gate, so really it wasn't a big deal.
No.
If you want to work, they have work.
Yeah, and remember, you can work for more than one company. So if you're working for one company, but the other company has a gate that you can take, you can do that too.
We were a little worried about waiting for a gate, but also we were worried about how long the gates would last. During the busy season, you're going to have gates that could last months. During the slow season, that's when it's going to be a little sporadic. So if you're looking to work for a week or 2, you could come by during the slow season and get a nice 2-week stint of work. But if you're trying to get a couple of good months in, I would say you want to start out during the busy season. Slow season is generally October through February, but that can change year to year, but it generally stays within the same time frame. It just might be a shorter time or just about the same time. Busy season, you're looking at March through September. Of course, those are going to be the warmer months.
You'll have more work then. Most people don't want to stay down here in the Texas heat, which we'll get to in a little bit. So they tend to head out, so there's more work available. We actually got really lucky with our gate that went through the entire summer, and then we weren't really sure when the slow season came until we found out that they were shutting down a bunch of gates. At the time of year, October through, when was it again?
October through February.
And October through February is when they start shutting gates down, revenue's getting low. So just keep in mind that at that time of year, you'll have a harder time finding a gate. All the snowbirds come down too, so there's a lot of people that are wanting gates at that time as well, because it's cooler, it's more manageable. But either way, just keep your eyes and ears out for it and you'll have work. So in part 1, we touched on the 12-hour versus 24-hour gates. One was where your 24 hours RV is on site, it's for couples only. The other one is for singles, you're in a shack or you're commuting and in your truck for 12 hours.
We wanted to add in a little more on this, just to kind of give you a feel of what's available out there. Couples can do 12-hour gates. Either one of you or both of you can work opposing shifts. So it might be an opportunity to make a little bit more money if it's available, because generally what you make on a 12-hour gate is $175 for the day. So you split that between the 2 of you, you're looking at about $350 a day.
Which isn't too bad.
Of course, there's ups and downs because you never really get to see each other because you're constantly just passing each other along the way.
Like one will come in and the other one will be leaving, so it's a quick, hi, love you, okay.
Hi, goodbye.
Yeah, hi and goodbye.
But if you want to make really good money really quick, that would be the way to go. We've considered doing it ourselves, but it seems like it would be a little too much to go months without seeing each other.
Or years in our case, because we're going to be here for a long time.
It might speed along the process, but we want to be able to at least enjoy our time together.
It's just the possibility of putting strain on the relationship or your marriage, if that happens.
Yeah.
So. And
that could happen by being together 24/7 too. But for us, it's actually working out this way.
If you're a light sleeper, get something like this. This is the Electro fan. I use this for sleeping at night. It's got fan sounds and white noise sounds. It does imitate that. I love this. It drowns out all the beeping and all the noise. If he's watching a video, it drowns it out pretty well. So
It makes a big difference
Yeah.
at night, especially if you park close to a frac or a drilling rig. It makes it a little easier to sleep through all the noise.
I personally was worried about the frac site just because I'm a light sleeper, but this helped drown out all the extra sounds that I don't like. If you're interested, we'll put a link below, and you can go and get it there.
Now, we do get a small percentage if you buy it from our affiliate link, and that's a very small amount, but we just wanted to be able to make this available to you but you won't find out if you can sleep through the noise or not until you're on site, and by the time you're on site, there may not be a place around where you can easily get one.
Yeah, and if you're a light sleeper and you know it, get one of these before you even start. It will help.
The next item we wanted to talk about is the differences between a security gate and a safety gate. On security gates, you're going to be checking in only one person, the driver of the vehicle usually, and recording all their information as far as license plate, name, company. On a safety gate, it's a bit different. On a safety gate, you're going to be recording everybody that's in the vehicle. So that means you're going to have to write down everybody's name that's in the vehicle along with the plate and company that people are working for. On security gates, they want to make sure they know who's coming and going, in which vehicle they're coming and going in. On a safety gate, they want to make sure that everybody on site is accounted for just in case something goes wrong.
So now we're going to get into paperwork versus the iPad. It'll vary by gate and company. Most of the time for a security gate, you'll be using the iPad, and a safety gate, you'll be using paperwork. So grab yourself a clipboard for that one. They will provide all the paperwork for you. There's not really a difference between using the iPad and paperwork. They do the same thing. But if you're not technologically inclined, the iPad might be a little harder. However, you will get trained on how to use it, so that'll help you a little bit. The next thing is dress code, what you're going to need to wear. Some companies will have a uniform you have to wear. Other companies like ours, you just have to be appropriate attire with closed-toed shoes always. Now beware, some sites will require PPE or personal protective equipment. You'll have hard hats, goggles, but they will absolutely let you know what you need before you get there and before you even leave. So make sure you know what you need to get beforehand.
Certain gates will require different types of personal protective equipment, so check with your gate guard company before you leave so you know what you need to get. The next thing we're going to talk about is equipment.
All the things you're going to need to buy before you get to your gate.
Some companies will provide you with some of the equipment you need, some of them will provide all of it. And then sometimes you're just going to want to upgrade your equipment just to get something a little better that works for you. The main things you're going to want to look at purchasing is lighting equipment. We purchased a dual LED workshop light on a tripod. That works perfect for outside. The LEDs tend to not attract as many insects.
So it's not as crazy going outside looking like a ninja.
We'll try to steer away from halogen lights or any other type of lighting. Stick with the LEDs.
The lights we have provide just enough light for the trucks to see, and so we can see what we're doing as well when we're sending them in and out.
The next thing you want to look into purchasing are driveway alarms. Certain companies will provide you with an air bell system. What that is a hose that goes across the driveway, and when vehicles drive over it, it sets off a bell. Now that bell's a little loud and obnoxious for us.
It drove me insane.
The ones we purchased are really inexpensive, and this is what they look like.
This is just the bell alarm. They do come with a sensor, so you'll be able to set that up, and yeah, it works. And it just, this one requires AA, the others require 9 volt.
Instead of getting a loud, obnoxious ding, when these go off, all you get is...
But that'll go off 3 times, not just the once. That's just turning it on.
These work for us, and they're cheap to replace, so if we need to buy another pair of them, it's just as easy as ordering another set.
Yeah, for like $20, $30. So they're inexpensive, but they work really well.
So you have your lighting and alarm systems, and that should generally be enough to get you by on any gate. But we also decided ourselves to invest in a camera system. We have our laptop set up with 2 cheap cameras on it. It was a very easy setup, but it makes the job a little easier for us to be able to see outside and see what's coming.
Gives us a little time to get ready to be outside for when they get here.
We'll touch more on that in part 3.
So stay tuned for that. So this next one is just as important as the rest, and that is drinking water. They will provide water for you. However, it is non-potable water, which means you cannot drink it. I would not recommend it. You can get pretty sick. So you will need to purchase enough water to last you a while, and make sure that you don't run out either. Personally, we wait till we have like 3 jugs left, and then we head to the store, so we don't run out.
The next thing you want to look at purchasing before you get on a gate is propane. most likely, once you get on a gate, you're going to be far away from any place that's going to fill propane tanks.
At least 30 minutes or longer. At least that's what we've experienced.
So get them filled up before you start. And that way you have it all done and you don't have to worry about it for a couple of months. And by the time you need to fill it again, hopefully you'll be back at the yard or you'll have time at a different gate.
Or you'll have a way to get there to where you need to get to.
So water and propane are the things that you want to fill up on before you take off to start your first gate.
This next one is also a big one, and that is dealing with the Texas heat if you decide to work here through the summer. It gets hot. We had a day where it literally hit 113 degrees, if not a little warmer. It gets ridiculously hot. So we will link a video to our split AC unit here and how we stay cool. And that way you can go and check that out and get more details on how we beat the Texas heat here.
Even when it was 100 degrees out, we were able to get our RV down to near 70 degrees with our system. So it really works well. Especially if you're planning to gate guard for a long period of time, it's worth looking into getting a split AC system or something comparable.
Yeah.
The next question we get a lot is how long do gates usually last? Now that's going to be all over the board.
It really is too, literally all over, it ranges.
The average time a gate lasts, you're looking at between 1 and 2 months.
In the last video, we touched on some perks of the job and we talked about food. This is what we're talking about. We literally just now had a guy come by and offer us tacos. Oh, you can have the nasty one.
Can I have a taste?
No, because you ate my other two. Oh my god.
Oh, really? Come on, that's not even right.
Hey, you got two the other day because I didn't like them. No. So this one has potatoes and eggs and bacon.
Do you want me to heat it up?
No.
I'm gonna take a bite out of that one.
No, you're not. You guys fight with your food too? Here. No, it's really nice when they do that. It was fresh burritos. They were really good.
Have some good food down here in Texas.
They really do. So the last thing on our list is busyness of the gate. That's going to depend on the type of gate you have, whether it's a drilling rig for oil or they're fracking. Drilling rigs are a little less busy. They don't have all the trucks and stuff unless they're rigging up and down. Now that just basically means they're setting up and they're tearing everything down. Frac sites, however, are quite a bit busier. It's not bad. It's actually manageable. It's just fine. But they have sand trucks. They have all the other trucks, lots of crewmen. So it's just a busier site. They're doing a lot more with the work there.
And it all depends on the thing we brought up earlier, whether it's going to be security or safety. So of course, if you're on a busy frac site and you're doing safety, you're going to be checking in and out a lot of people. It really is gate dependent. I mean, you're going to have busy gates, you're going to have completely dead gates. We've had gates where only 1 or 2 people come in or out during the day.
And nobody overnight.
So this is the end of part 2. Hopefully it's helped you to be able to get everything together that you need in order to start your first day on a gate. If you have any questions, please ask them down in the comments below. So we're done with part 2. Stay tuned for part 3. Part 3 is going to get you ready for everything you need to know about your first day on a gate. Thank you for watching this video.
Yes, thank you so much.
We hope that this video made it a little easier for you to understand what gate guarding is all about and at least get started with your licensing and purchase everything you need to be able to have an easy time doing it.
Finding a company, getting everything you need set up and ready to go before you start working on a gate.
So stay tuned for part 3 because that's where we're going to be explaining everything that you need to know about your first day on a gate.
And while you're working that gate.
Now, if you have any questions, please ask them down in the comments below. We try to answer all your questions. If we missed anything and you need to know about it, let us know. Or you feel that somebody can benefit from it. We're here because we want to be able to help you, not go through all the bumps in the road that we had to go through to get here.
We want to make it easier for you to transition into this type of work. Even if you're RVing, we're here to help you guys with all of that. So please, please, feel free to contact us. We're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, Reddit, Facebook. Send us an email or comment below. We're here to help you guys out, so please ask away.
Consider subscribing to our channel because we're going to have many more videos coming out like this where we're going to teach you what we've learned, and you'll be able to follow our journey along the way and kind of get an idea of how to do it yourselves. We try to make it as simple as possible for you to understand what's going on in our lives or what has happened to us, so that if you run into the same problem or circumstance, it's a little easier for you to fix it.
Yeah. We just really want to create a community where we learn from everybody and they can learn from us. So, you know, if you have any suggestions, that helps us too, so we can pass that along. It's a wealth of information that we really want to get to know and share with you guys. This is our journey. This is what we're going through, and we really hope that you guys can take something away from that. So, contact us if you want. We'd love to hear from you. Absolutely. And to all of you guys who have stuck with us or been there from the beginning, a huge, warm, heartfelt thank you. We can't thank all of you enough in general just for being with us. So we're going to call it a day, and we're going to link part 3 to our video right up here. If you like this video, leave a comment down below, and please consider subscribing and becoming part of the TDD family. And we'll see you guys on the next one.